one's gonna hear it. So
Exactly.
I hate it when this shit happens. It drives me fucking insane.
you know, man, do you need me to host your cast for you?
You just stay tuned. I don't know. We might get there. So did anybody get that? Do we have a winner? Anybody? Guys, it was the easiest Star Trek question. I actually got it right.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
I typed it into the Skype chat. Come on, guys. You're letting me down. You're letting me down.
Okay, but seriously, you're all awful for watching this show.
I wouldn't watch this.
We're back up. You wanna ask it, Cody?
Do you want me to ask it?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you ready? What was the name?
Wait. This is from Star Trek Next Generation.
No.
So people don't get angry again.
Yeah, and
okay, this is from Star Trek Next Generation.
Some people are still coming in. But let's just give it a moment.
Okay. All right.
Did
No rush.
because people are coming in. Are we coming through? Yeah, everybody refresh.
Are you receiving us?
Yes.
Are you receiving? Over.
Normality restored. That sounds like a Star Trek thing. I don't know if it is.
No.
Cody, if I could just bro fist you through Skype, I would, because like I'm just right there with you with the like, is that a Star Trek thing or okay? That's okay, whatever.
It's as good a. I mean, it's a good shot. I reckon it's got good odds on being a Star Trek thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
No, I think okay.
I do want to watch it someday. I just can't.
I just
tried
can't.
to watch it and it was awful.
The first couple of seasons are pretty bad. The original series is I can't even get through it. First couple of seasons of Next Generation are pretty bad. Then it gets really good, and then seventh season isn't the best, but like 3, 4, 5, and 6, like the middle seasons are really good.
I watched the first 2 episodes of the original series and I was like, yeah, this isn't gonna enrich my life at all.
No, it won't. That's yeah.
It won't.
I almost click it, watch it, and then I just end up watching every episode of Game of Thrones again.
Oh man.
Just don't mind.
It's also, I mean, I grew up with it, man, so it's gonna be easier for me to watch because like the old super cheesiness doesn't bother me. But no, I think
Doctor Who's another one. People keep saying you got to watch Doctor Who, and I'm like I want to.
Whenever I watch a TV series, I always want to start from the beginning, and I can't start from like 1947.
Yeah.
No, with Doctor Who, you start at like 9th Doctor or something, apparently.
Yeah, you start with a new series.
You know, you say that, but then I feel like I'm missing the 8 Doctors before, and I'm just not going to
go back and be like,
not going to understand any of the jokes or anything.
I'm with you on that.
It's a standalone. And all of the old one is also on Netflix if you really want to, but it's another one of those like, yeah, this is kind of original Star Trek generation sort of shit.
It's like Battlestar Galactica. Like the original one was just stupid as hell, and the new one was badass.
The new one was also awful.
That's it reminds me of The Witcher. That's like the whole reason I still have not experienced the Witcher 2, which looks beautiful. Excuse me.
Because of Battlestar Galactica?
No, because I'm like you, Danny. Like I have to start from the beginning, and because I don't want to like miss any references or you know.
You're like me.
I am like you.
And the beginning of The Witcher is just painful.
Oh my
Well,
god.
It's painful.
It's a good game. It's buggy as hell. It crashes all the time. Like the more you save, the more it crashes in the first one. It's terrible. And honestly, I think I would have enjoyed the second more if I had not played the first.
That's a fair point, man.
Something about multi-seasonal like amnesia characters, where she's like, I don't know who I am, and then you start up the next game, it's like, I still don't know who I am. It didn't do anything for me.
Oh, excuse me.
The Witcher 2, get your shit together.
I don't know. I feel like you need to play The Witcher 1 and play The Witcher 2. Or if you can do it, do The Witcher 2, then The Witcher 1. But if you can't do it, you can't do it. And I completely understand that. Like, I feel that way as well for most shit.
Like watching Zeke play through the first Witcher again, I was reminded, because the first Witcher is one of the few games that I have started on my broadcast with the intention of playing through the full thing. And I spent like a night with it, and I was just like, I can't do this. I can't do it. And it's a crazy game because it's so divisive. It's one of those games that like you either love it or you hate it, and I don't know. I think it's just maybe hasn't aged all that well, but oh well.
So
Yeah, the enhanced edition. I assume you played the enhanced edition. That came out a couple of years later.
It was Steam. Yeah, I was playing on Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
how about that Star Trek trivia?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
You gotta say it in your most, even though you don't know what Star Trek is, like do your most Star Trek-y voice.
Just do your U.S. voice.
Yeah, do your U.S.
So
voice.
good. So good.
That's
man.
Wasn't one of them British? Patrick
No,
Stewart?
no, he was from Brooklyn. Picard is it's an old New York dynasty.
I don't have a very good American accent.
I know, that's why we're asking you to do it.
You don't say.
What was the name of the first ship Captain Picard commanded?
I love it, man.
I would like a cheeseburger.
A cheeseburger.
It's
Oh,
hard to do your accent. It's weird.
you know,
I don't even know what your fucking accent is. Yep, Maple Syrup Mountie has got it right with the Stargazer, but he spelt it wrong. But it's the thought that counts.
we'll give it to him.
I am
guess.
not. I will be like Picard. I will not be consumed with the letter of the law, but only the spirit.
I need to complete my Takahashi test.
Kobayashi Maru?
The Kobayashi test. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't talk like you know.
Well,
Talk like you know.
I have seen a couple episodes. And, yeah.
What episode? What series is the Kobayashi Maru from?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, Kobayashi, you say Kobayashi to me, and I think of hot dogs. And that's all I got.
All you got is hot dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it called the
Kobayashi
Kobayashi?
Maru is referenced in Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan.
Actually,
And yet, yes, you can do the voice. I don't give a shit. I'm not ashamed of my life. Okay, no, you can't shame me.
That's
all
good.
right?
That's good.
Ain't nothing you can say is worse than what fucking Junior High said to me. All right.
Fucking A.
And then in the reboot by J.J. Abrams, it was referenced again when you actually see him take it. And in both scenes, he's eating an apple. Fun fact.
I would love an apple. Oh,
I'm glad that's what you got out of it. You fucking.
I think Zeke offered to come over with ice cream earlier.
did he?
I don't get this. Julia just says, I don't like Star Trek. I like Stargate and Battlestar Galactica. How is Firefly not on that list? I'm
That's a
sorry, I
good
just
question.
have to ask. Like, you've named all the sci-fi that isn't good
Hey,
and left out the
Hey,
one that is
Cody,
amazing.
this isn't your show. Keep the hate where it belongs, all right?
Come on.
Shit, sorry.
Stargate's pretty sweet.
Sorry, I zoned out.
Yeah. Julia is perfect and beautiful in all ways, and we will not tolerate any questioning of her opinions on anything.
You're right. You're right.
Right.
Sorry.
Can we do more trivia questions where Cody speaks in an American accent?
Can I ask one favor really quick? As a favor to me, and I know Tawny would just love it. Can you say the name of the state that we live in? No, just
In
as
your accent or mine?
yours.
Montana.
That's good. That's good.
I like yours better though. Montana.
Montana. There it is. I think
Kick it
that's
in the ass as it comes out.
Montana. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful.
Good old. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Yes, we should have Cody read more trivia questions.
Okay, I'm looking for a good one.
You're looking for a good one? You're like, you're not coming up here with your own Star Trek.
I-
trivia?
Exactly. I'm a little disappointed.
I'm the one fucking running the contest. You can suck my dick.
I'm just making an observation.
Yeah, you are. That's the problem. All right. This one's. So I don't even know where to begin. Like I don't know if you understand. Like I am a fucking crazy Trekkie dude. I've seen Next Generation series. Like I'm sure there's people crazier than me. Like I've seen Next Generation like 4 times through at least. Probably more than that. I just saw them out of order as a kid. Seen all the movies like multiple times. Like I don't know where to start. Like if I think of like what's a trivia thing, like it's all just one giant massive life experience.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you just used a very interesting word to me. I was under the impression that Star Trek fans did not like the term Trekkie.
I don't give a shit.
I thought they were...
I'm a fucking normal person. Like, call me a Trekkie, Trekker. I don't give a shit. I like Star Trek.
So, but now, do you have a preference though? Would you rather be referred to as a Trekker? Yes, like, why? Yes, I am a Trekker.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm fine with Trekkie. I'm fine with Trekker. You can call me fucking tits casserole. I don't care.
God, you know what's sad? I am so hungry that you just made me hungry when you said tits casserole.
Remember earlier when I was eating a pork chop?
Yes, I do.
That was fucking good. I'm not hungry anymore. It's so great.
No, it's the best feeling. Why nature? Okay, there's a bug buzzing around. Did my wife go to sleep? Has she been chatting? I feel so alone.
See, you're the face of Twitch now, man. Why don't you just like have an assistant to just like come and bring you bagel bites?
Good.
Why is that assistant's name Z?
Shots fired.
No, I swear I saw him offer to bring you ice cream earlier.
That's a code word.
Oh.
That's right. See, Danny gets
Sorry
it.
for releasing the cat out of the bag.
And that was Zeke funning me. Treating me like a child. A goddamn child. How do I not have the gold for this item? Ugh. I want that gold rapier. Here we go. Gonna get it right now. Oh, this run. Oh my god, the monkeys.
Monkey's my second least favorite thing in this game.
I go back and forth between the red bat and the monkey.
The monkey, yeah, fuck them both.
Would that be your top 2?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. They're ridiculous. No matter how I've played with this game for like 230 hours, and they are no less annoying.
No, and
how's that for encouragement?
No, I get it. I mean, I feel it. Oh my god! And there it is. There's the monkey. You gotta be kidding me. All right.
Do you want to know something cool about monkeys?
Sure.
I discovered this the other day.
Yes.
It depends on how you're feeling about spoilers and stuff. You want to figure some of this shit out yourself.
Oh no, I'm wide open. I want to be better at this game. Anyway.
So, a red dragon shot a fireball at me, and a monkey jumped on me, and it killed the monkey, and I didn't die.
Oh my god.
Right?
Yeah, they also absorb bomb blasts the same way.
Bombs. You can drop bombs, and it kills the monkey.
What the hell? How the hell does that work? Okay.
So a monkey grabs you, and normally there's a whole bunch of shit coming at you, right?
Yeah.
So you drop a bomb, and it kills all the shit that's coming at you and the monkey, and you get out clean instead of sitting there trying to hit this white monkey and having a dragon and 16 skeletons and a mushroom coming down, you know.
Wow.
It's really cool. If you can pull it off, it's one of those, it doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's like, yes.
And that's nuts. And what's funny is that, like, you know, and that's such a crazy deep strategy. And again, I mean, that Spelunky reminds me of there's all the crazy shit that you can figure out to do in Spelunky. And what's funny is, like, guys like me, like, I will never, like, that will just never come into play because I will be in, like, full-on panic mode. You know, maybe that it'll work because, yeah, I'll panic, I'll drop a panic bomb, and then just escape.
Everything I'm telling you is purely theoretical, by the way, though. Like, the only times I've tested it was totally by accident. I had no idea I was going for it, and it happened, and it was cool. But I can't fit that into any strategy I can do. Like, it's a good thing we've got Twitch, right? We can watch other people do things that we'll never be able to do.
Exactly. Like earlier, I was joking. I was like, I don't like to watch Bananasaurus Rex. It's like, actually, you probably should. You should probably watch as much as you can of him.
It is cool to go, wow, that was insane. I'd never even thought of that, you know?
Oh, man, yeah. And then it's just, again, we're just going off on tangents here, but yeah, like, it feels so cool. Like, I was there when Banana killed the ghost, I think, for the first time on Spelunky. I was like, what the fuck? He sat there, it took forever, but he killed the fucking ghost.
In the lava, that was so cool.
Yes.
I was there. That was over an hour, I think, man.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool, glorious.
It's just crazy shit like that, though, that, again, these roguelike likes. Are we okay to just... Can we call these roguelikes now, or do we still have to call them roguelike likes?
I don't worry about the opinions of most people that feel the need to make that differentiation.
Well, because you know me and the Metroid likes. I feel very strongly about that.
I spend all my time thinking about what people in internet forums.
I know.
It is tough, though.
You know, I'm just being ironic.
Hear about it all day.
The Metroid-like thing. Let's just...
I'm back on Metroid tomorrow, actually.
Holy shit,
I'm
really?
excited.
Nice! It's been very cool watching play through the Metroids.
It's really fun going back to them. Sorry, Flan, I talked over you again. I'm a cunt.
It's no big deal at all.
It's natural happening.
I'll make it up to you.
I got a new question.
Oh.
Oh.
You have to do it in the American accent.
If I have to do this one in an American accent as well, because this is at least twice as long, prick, then you have to do one in an Australian accent next.
Ooh.
All right, governor.
An Australian accent.
Australian
That's
accent.
what I said. It's not my fault you ain't sweeping chimneys.
Actually, that sounds a little bit like Tom.
Dear God.
Job.
Tom. He made the best overlay for the Necrothon. That was really cool.
God, yes.
With the GIF and shit, yeah, rotating through the scores.
The top scores, I was just like, dude. Seriously, your cast looked like it was like the official Necrothon, broadcast. Like,
He's
it's beautiful.
Oh, Necrothon's over. While we were gabbing away, Necrothon wound to a close.
Well, I, for one, am glad that the pain is over.
Well, fucking Batman 9502 came in and just usurped.
Yeah.
The last day?
He's the YouTuber.
He won Daily Challenge and Aria mode. Daily Challenge high score, Batman 9502, 69.56.
Jesus.
Doesn't
Did Banana get the speed run?
As far as I don't know if it just hasn't been updated yet, but Slackaholicus has 353.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, shit.
Slacky just wedged it in there.
He's good.
And I just love, yeah. See, and that's like, for me, there's a part of me that I'm glad that I am known for being, not the greatest gamer in the world, because it's like, I can imagine there would be like some pressure there, like to perform, like oh God, like he didn't do so hot in the thing, and I don't know. I don't even know what I'm blathering about. What it is that's...
I know exactly what you're blathering about. The Necrothon has taught me that I am not competitive, and I shouldn't try to be. These guys are insane. It's ridiculous.
No, man.
Like, the other day, like the other week, someone linked a YouTube video of someone who's taken a clip from my show, dying to the giant fire demon Diablo Lord in Dark Souls 2.
Oh, yeah.
And it's him using that as a reference of people dying or being shit at games in a hilarious way, right?
Yeah.
So, and about how Twitch makes you bad at games or whatever. But it was perfect because people were like, "Are you insulted by this?" And I was like, "No, this is great. This guy is he's pointed out exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it well, But you know,
Exactly. And
there's something else there.
yep. So.
Who wants to play Smite?
God, I still have not had a chance to sit down and try that. But yeah.
I'm just kidding. That game sucks.
You're lying. Hold on. Hmm.
Are you gonna read the question, Cody?
Yep.
All right, y'all ready?
Y'all ready for this?
What
Mortal Kombat.
was the name of the battle between the Ferengi and the USSR Stargazer, commanded
The USSR?
US shit? No, star.
You said USSR.
Sorry, that was.
Fucking Soviet. Fucking
Sorry, the secret's out.
Start over.
Wish I could do a Russian accent. That would be huge better. I'm not starting over. What was the name of the battle between the Ferengi and the USS Stargazer, commanded by Captain Picard?
Yeah, Macho Man got it right away. The Battle of Maxia. The
What am I
Battle
saying?
of Martin.
Oh, it's Martin.
He's just. I wanted a cat. He was cleaning himself, and there's nothing cuter in the world than a cat cleaning themselves. Anyway, Martin's. He's helped me out.
He's a little cute, a little baby, the baby. Baby, kill it. Come on, kill it. He's a good, but bop.
Then you went Cosby.
No,
You went full Cosby.
no.
Think I'm gonna bow out, boys?
Oh! Excessive. What time is it over there where you're at?
Nearly 6 p.m.
What time? Okay, like when you
I start
broadcast.
at midnight.
6 p.m.
So in 6 hours, I start.
And so you're
Yeah,
gonna.
it's weird. I'm going to the midnight to 8 a.m. slots of the thing at the moment.
Oh
I
wow.
purposefully invited him on here to fuck up his sleep schedule.
It's alright. Fuck it.
Yeah. Dude, it's
alright.
it's great to finally get a chance to talk to you, kind of. It was
I
through.
can't possibly describe how awesome it is.
It's. I know. I know it's a.
It's rad.
It's a lot to take in at first, but
to bask in your light.
yep. It'll wear off.
Great honor.
Oh my god. But dude, yeah. What I'm saying is this: PAX gonna be so.
That's what- Oh.
I gotta we gotta do a cast and you guys gotta do some co-op Necrodancer on the pads.
Fucking A.
I'm down for that shit.
It's going to be pathetic, but I will absolutely take part in that
You can go
because
break into GameWorks and get like the actual full DDR like machines. And use those.
Amazing.
I don't know. Honestly, I used to work at an arcade, and Cody, I know you're leaving, so I'll make it quick. I used to work at an arcade, and the only other time I have ever tried playing a video game with like a dance pad was at that arcade, and I actually preferred the Necrodancer dance pad.
Yeah?
Like I'm not just bullshitting you guys. Maybe it's just that I sucked it because it was DDR. But yeah, I was
played like 4 years of DDR, so it felt really weird. But I don't know. Without having the bar, man, that's the whole big thing. Like being able to hold on to the bar, it makes it so much easier. You don't have to worry about balance.
Okay, I see. See, and you
balance is such a prick.
Yeah, and I could tell that like you knew what you're doing because people who watched me, I stuck to like the island in the middle because I was so paranoid. About
that's the first thing you learn, man.
Yeah,
Seriously, that's the first thing you learn in DDR is how to stay out of the middle.
And so you want to stay out of the middle?
You have to walk. So you, instead of going left, middle, right, and then middle, left, middle, right to go left, right, you just go left, right.
Okay,
Just step straight from left, straight to right, and then to up, and then up, and then left, and then down. You know, without going to the middle.
Right, and that's what I was doing.
Because, sorry.
never cut me off ever again. Okay, if that ever happens again, we're done. No, seriously. And yeah,
I can ruin your life, excessive bitch.
I made you. Okay. No, and I realized that after I did my little like, hey, oh God, look at the DDR thing, because I love how that was the only challenge in the Necrothon that I even had a chance to actually post a score. I guess besides the daily challenge that I just didn't understand. Anyway, but yeah, after I was done, I was watching you and I was like, oh yeah, he's just standing right on the button that he just hit, and that looks much easier.
It doesn't record the input.
Yep.
So you're allowed to hit one arrow after you hit an arrow without taking your foot off that arrow, right?
Yep.
As soon as you understand that, you just walk around the pad, left, right, left, up, down. It's very. It's once you get it, you get it. You know.
Yeah, I feel like I got it just watching you do it. So I'm gonna give it another go.
Well, at PAX, we're gonna fuck it, man.
Fucking A, man.
Get balls deep on it.
Anyway.
Balls deep with Danny B.
Balls deep with your host, Danny B.
That's what we should call the cast.
That's actually really good.
I think it's taken.
No.
By what?
Balls deep with Danny B. I feel like you knew the answer to that.
Yeah, but like who's sitting on that?
Who's sitting on balls deep?
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I believe Excessive is trying desperately to just get off this call right now. Like, so anyway, about the balls.
I know I gotta, you know. Otherwise, I'm fucked.
No, absolutely, and man, have a tremendous cast. Can I pimp this guy hard? Everybody who's watching, this has been excessive profanity on the Skype, and he's Australian cunt. You can tell by the accent. And if you don't follow him, you gotta follow him and check him out. He brings it. Yeah, love this guy.
He's Danny B approved also.
Danny B approved, man. He gets the recommendation. So
I'm never gonna get tired of hearing
He is fantastic.
Is he?
No.
I don't have the multiplier.
Congrats again, Danny, on Necrodancer being incredibly successful.
Oh God,
Thanks,
yes.
man.
It's been a pleasure. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Yes. Good night,
Alright.
sir.
Later, dudes.
I think I'll
Thank God. Okay.
Yeah. Excessive BO.
Excessive ambient noise in the background is what I'm talking about. Jeez.
Excessive flooding.
Yeah. And I mean, I couldn't understand like half the words he was saying.
Impenetrable accent.
I don't know. What could
The USS Stargazer.
this fucking guy will be.
Will you come into my fucking cast and be all fucking Australian?
This is a goddamn American cast, all right? When you get on the Skype with me, you're speak English, okay?
America.
American. Anyway.
I think I'm probably, I think I've taken enough of your precious time.
My time is worthless right now. It's the people who are watching
I
it.
was just being polite. I'm just trying to get off this shit show before it tarnishes my reputation.
I understand. I understand. You made this gorgeous soundtrack, and I am just shitting all over this game right now, gameplay-wise.
Oh, yes. You gotta watch those Morgan Freeman Daisy videos.
And I should. I just want to,
You should watch my cast.
You know what makes me sad is that I never actually got a chance to talk with you, like, seriously, about, like, making this soundtrack, like, influences, like, how much, like, direction did Ryan give you? Like, did he say, like, what he was looking for in, like, the styles, or was it just more like, hey, just go wild, get all Danny B with it?
There were definitely a couple times when just I was a little bit off the rails, and he was just kind of brought me back to reality, because just a lot of times you just go off on tangents because it's not fucking easy to write music. It's not backbreaking labor, but it's not like straightforward, I guess. And so
Yeah.
sometimes you just gotta. You can't if you self-censor, you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just go off on these weird tangents and you just go with it, and you just write the shit and I only had to walk it back a couple times. Like it's almost not even worth mentioning, but like it just early on, like the very first thing I wrote was 1-1, like the very first level.
Yeah.
And I wrote it like in a chiptune way, and all chiptune because I'm like, oh, it's all pixely stuff on chiptune, and then we decided to go more dance with it and like to fit with the whole dance idea, like you're in a dance club, and
Yeah.
thing. It was just like, okay, well let's not worry about fitting the pixely 8-bit aesthetic. Let's just make fucking dance music.
Yeah.
And even that loosened up a little bit over time. Like in Zone 2, like the first one, that's not really. I was trying to do like dance hall reggae, but I totally fucked it up. And it's not at all even close. It sounds like fucking Space Mars Volta.
Yeah.
But like Zone 2-2 and 2-3 are more dancey, I guess. 2-2 is just like kind of trap music kind of thing, and 2-3 is like trip hop. So
Yeah.
I don't know how many people dance to trip hop. It's not 1997 anymore, but like 3-3 is where like it really starts to see departure. Like the cold sides are definitely kind of progressive house influenced, like dance music as I understand it, which is not.
Yeah,
Which is I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I've just heard a lot of dance music, and like I don't know. It's fucking video game music that sounds like dance music.
Yeah.
And then the other side is just metal, and so it's more like the Necrodancer thing. It's at first I kind of wanted to have this purity of everything is dance music, but then especially the deep blues boss and the metal boss, it kind of just got to the point where it's like, well, as long as you just have to move to the beat, it's good to have the first zone be like 4 on the floor kind of shit, because it's just easy for people to play along with, especially if they aren't very like rhythmically inclined.
Yes.
Which doesn't matter too much because I wrote the fucking songs. I'm a drummer and I'm terrible at this game. So, yeah, but that's because it's more Necrodancer is more about making decisions than it is staying on the beat.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like once you play it for like a few hours, you don't really miss beats anymore. Like how often do you miss beats? Like it's more like, oh, I went in this slot when this guy was moving there and I should have gone to the other square. So.
Right. And I'd rather not talk about how often I miss beats, but it's but yes, and I love. God, you just covered like so many things I want to go back to, but it's so God. That's what I love about the soundtrack is how I've been using the word like eclectic. Like it's not like you said. You would assume so many dance games like it's a lot of like house music, like dance music with the 4 on the floor beat, and I just love how it just goes through all these different genres, and it's really amazing stuff. And earlier when you were talking about the difficulty of like not only just writing music, like making music is this, I mean, my God, it's making something from nothing, and just that the whole art form there, but like making it for a video game, like having to make music that fits, that like really fits like a theme or a feeling that a game is going for. I can imagine that's like it's like super difficult.
That's like, it's not easy, but it's like that's my puzzle. Everyone's got their puzzle, like what they like to figure out, and like it's kind of a weird thing to say, but I don't know if I like I definitely like enjoyment, right? Like I, like anything you do for a really long time, it's not so much about enjoyment anymore as it is satisfaction.
Yeah.
Because you do anything for 15 years, which it's been about, if you don't count when I was a kid and just played with fucking Cakewalk on my mom's computer like at like 8 years old, earnestly writing songs and completing them 15 years. Anything you do that for that amount of time, it's hard to stay fun.
Yeah.
And you get more into satisfaction or whatever. So,
I completely agree. Yeah, like that saying's like, you know, find something you love and you'll never work a day in your life. It's like, that really is not. To me, I don't agree with that, because you work very hard at it, and you know, and you continue doing it, yes, because you enjoy it and stuff. But
it also implies that that everybody in the world can be what they want to be, and that's just, it's not like I remember when my dad. There's like this family joke in my family. Like I talked to my parents today about this, and I still give my dad shit, because once when I was unemployed in my parents' house, and my dad gave me the talk like, hey, you gotta like fucking get a job or something, man. And I'm just like, but this music thing, he's like, music's a hobby, like it doesn't count. And I'm like, I got so mad, like, fuck you, I'm a musician, man, I'm gonna be blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And it was. And like, luckily, like the next month, Cannonball had happened, but he was fucking right. Like, he was right, and I was super lucky to, you know, it's the one thing everybody doesn't, I guess, want to hear is like, you do it for a long time and you get lucky, and not everybody can be a video game musician. There's just not enough. Economically, it doesn't work. Like, if there's always going to be more people who want to be game musicians. I wanted to be a film composer. I didn't end up being one, and I'm happy I, you know, didn't. I found what I wanted to do. So even the things everyone thinks they want to be, that might change later. So,
man, that was powerful for me, because like, there was a point in my life, like, and the thing is, MANvsGAME was like the first thing that I really poured my heart into, that ever actually like worked and like took off. And you know, I didn't just sort of like peter out on, like, you know. And it's just, it is still amazing to me that, and you use the word lucky, like you get lucky, you do it for a while and you get lucky. God, I feel the same way. But what was the point I was making? It's like, I would have never dreamt that this would be, like, you know, something that I would be doing at this point in my life, you know, as a living, and you know, it's a totally different thing. But it's hilarious though that your dad was like, that's a hobby, son. You're gonna have to just put that down and join the working force. And
yeah, but it's like someone has to do, until we have robots to do everything. You know, people have to do shitty jobs. So I think it's more, you know, maybe I'm super privileged and an asshole for saying it, but like, not everyone gets to be what they want, and it's okay. Like, there's a lot of people who do regular jobs, and they find plenty of joy and satisfaction in their kids or their hobbies or whatever, and they don't need to be rock stars or any of that kind of stuff. So, I don't know. How did we even get on this?
I don't know. Thing? We went deep, and I don't know.
I guess I would just say I was ready to. I don't know. I was going after this for like 7-8 years before it hit, and you have to be ready to go 10, 20, 30 forever. You know, if it wouldn't have, Cannonball wouldn't have happened for another 2-3 years, like would I have lasted? Would I have given up? I don't know. Maybe I would have.
Praise be to Adam Saltzman. Oh God.
The atomic atom.
The atomic atom. Adam atomic. But yes.
Yeah. Anyway, that so I think that you were asking about, like, we were talking about like the genres of music in Necrodancer, and somehow I got to that.
Yeah, that's what I love, how like every level is just like this totally different feel. Yeah. Well,
it's the thing you were saying where, how do you write music for video games, essentially?
Yeah.
Like this crazy concept. Okay, you are some girl who fell down and died, and you're in this Necrodancer thing, and you have to move to the beat, and it's all pixely, and there's mushrooms and skeletons and all that kind of shit. Write music for that. Like, there's no rational way to answer that question. what should this sound like, right? Which is so weird to me because I'm a very empirical and scientific method kind of person. And so it's just kind of like at odds with my worldview, which is that everything has like an empirical answer. In that I just have to the basic workflow idea for Necrodancer stuff was you have to fit the aesthetic, right? You have to at least have to fit it or complement it in like a in some kind of way. And since it was pixel art, you know, it's kind of chippy, it's kind of video gamey, whatever. And then since it's the Necrodancer, and the idea is that like you're in this creepy dungeon and this guy brought you back from the dead, and it's kind of a silly story, like it's kind of a spooky 1940s, 50s horror movie vibe.
Yeah.
And that's that may not be where it ended up most of the time, but that's like, you know, the wee.
Yes.
That stuff.
The haunted house. Yeah. Like haunted house shit is what I get. Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, and then from there, there's the you know, the zone 1 is just like your basic. How many fucking rock floor dungeons have you been in games, right? Like,
yeah.
It's kind of you kind of have a lot of latitude there because it's so standard.
Yeah.
That you can just make kind of, you know, whatever, you know, so you know, the 3 tracks in zone 1 are, I don't know, they're just kind of fucking video game music. Like there wasn't too much thematic constraint because, yeah, I don't want to say generic, but it's like this idea of dungeon has been done so many times. Zone 2, a little bit more specific in that it's like a subterranean, cavey kind of like lush with vegetation stuff.
Yeah.
Still, it's kind of a trope, right? So it's not, you know, not that it's unoriginal, but it's not, you know. I wanted to go more into the so it's lush and whatever and more organic and stuff. So like, let's go halftime, let's go trip hop, that kind of thing. And just, I don't know why I did that, but it seems to work, and it seems to work, you know, seems to fit. Zone 3, the Ice and Fire thing, that is different. That is weird. That is new. And that's when it was just like, well, why don't we just make each side hot and cold?
Yeah.
And originally, I was just going to put a filter on it. So one side was high passing and there was low pass. So one sounded brighter, one sounded duller. But then eventually, it was like, let's just put some fucking metal in there.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. And I remember you talking about that. Like, it's like walking the line when you're talking about like tropes in video games, like, you know, the jungle level and the ice level and the, you know, like the level I'm in now, like just the dungeon, the rock, you know, dungeon level. And so, and yes, and I know it's not, and that's the thing is like, they're not, it sounds like I'm shitting over like the design of the levels, and I'm not. Like, they're gorgeous. Like you said, they're not, the game itself, like the art design, it has a unique look and feel. And so, yeah, it's like, you talking about how difficult it is to not fall into like the musical tropes of, you know, like if it's an ice level, then, you know, you have like these very, I don't know. I don't even know.
Like icy kind of brittle, high frequency. No, exactly. That's, I mean, this is the shit I have to think about. Like, that's my job, is to take those tropes and decide how much of them to use and how much of them to discard. Like Desktop Dungeons.
Yeah.
That game is so hilarious and silly and irreverent that it's like, it was totally fine to just go super fucking melodramatic and super overboard. This is the desert, so pring, 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 desert stuff, you know, that from like Lawrence of Arabia, like what everybody thinks of is like, that probably wasn't the right onomatopoeia for it, but you know what I mean? Like where it's like desert music. Like any movie or like The Mummy is the, oh man, when I was writing Desktop Dungeon stuff, I watched The Mummy, and it's the perfect fucking desert music. It's amazing. It's just, it's so dumb in such an awesome way. And that's what, that kind of sums up the way I write music, is I want it to be dumb in an awesome way. And I think that's what the Necrodancer stuff is. Like, it's all like the metal in Zone 3 is so stupid, but I love it.
Well, I
it's
mean,
so just, yeah.
It feels, I mean, I don't know. To me, it doesn't feel dumb. Like, just like, I guess the one thing that I said immediately was like, I don't know, the soundtrack is so you though. Like and I don't even know what I mean by that, but maybe that's like what I mean when I say that is like, it's like this Danny-ified metal, you know, where it's just.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I was in a metal band in like after high school, and like I've always been into metal. I was way into like System of a Down and Filter, and I was never really into like old school metal. Like I liked Metallica. Metallica's cool. I was never crazy about Metallica, but like
I know who you're really crazy about. 11 Finger.
Yeah, you know that. Finger 11 was my favorite band for many years.
Finger 11.
Yeah, not so much anymore, but they went a different direction and they're successful and like good for them, man. It's just not really my thing anymore. But it might have also had to just do with getting more into writing music, like just getting more, you know, people. You know the thing where like if you make games, it's hard to play games. If you make movies, it's hard to watch movies. It's hard for me to listen to music.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as straightforward as like, oh, it's because I'm always picking apart. I probably am, but it doesn't feel that like direct. Like the reason I don't listen to music is it's because my appreciation of music has just kind of changed from listening to it to making it.
Yeah.
And like I'll play video games a lot because I like to play video games and they're still not that music isn't interesting to me, but like I don't know if I'll ever start listening to music a whole lot again, just because, you know, there's how many times have I fucking heard the NeCroDancer soundtrack?
Yeah.
Like, I only have so much emotional bandwidth for music, and nowadays it sounds really selfish, but it's just all taken up with my stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing is like when I remember when you told me that a while ago that you don't really listen to a lot of stuff, and it reminded me of like, you know, Prince. You know, I think I feel like that might be the same kind of thing where he's so busy, you know, with his shit, you know, making his music, because that's the thing. Like if you guys don't know, like Danny is like fucking like, how many projects are you still working on like now? Like fucking.
So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kim is helping me not take on more.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and I get that. Oh God. Fuck.
I want to. Aww.
I died in.
I don't even know what happened, but I'm so sad.
You'll see it, and it hurts.
I already know what's gonna happen. I see the dragon in the wall.
Yeah.
I see the dragon in the wall.
The inevitable. It is my destiny. Do you hear that?
Yeah. Not only do I want to do, I definitely, like most probably creative people, there's a gap between how much I want to do and how much I want to do. Like how many projects I'll take on and like how much work I can actually get done and stay motivated for and stuff. I don't know. It's not only that, but I also just want to try so many different kinds of music. Like, you know, the Drifter stuff I like doing because it's so different. It's just much more spread out and thinned out and much more dependent on the timbre of the instruments than what like NeCroDancer and some other stuff I've done, where it's like just dense compositional complexity.
Yes. Oh my God. And I've told you this before, but like the Drifter music that you made, I like. It's seriously, that is some of my personal favorite stuff that you've done. Like a personal favorite for me because it is. It's like this, you know, ambient kind of like space.
Yeah.
Just chill space music that is just. Like you said, it's the instruments are so like crisp and clean, and you know, it's great.
Well, for me, it's at this point it kind of breaks down to, again, the puzzle of it. You know, do space music, do it. You know, try to do it in a way that's original, but don't let. What I've always thought is like, don't let your quest to be original ruin your music.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay for music, I think, to not be. I mean, fucking. This will get on Reddit or something. Everyone will jump on me. Like, it's not critical for your shit to be 100% original.
Mhm.
First of all, because I don't really think it's practical. If you want to make original music, then fucking fart into a kazoo underwater, right? Like, but there's not much left to do. I mean, there's 12 tones in a scale.
Yeah.
You know, the chord progressions, the ones that are generally pleasing and make sense to people, you know, they're kind of all, you know, I don't want to say they've all been done, because there's always room for innovation or whatever, but like the 12-tone shit and the weird like microtone shit that people are doing, that's really cool. I'm not into it. Like, I'm not gonna listen to it because like, and I don't see it as like a joke. I know I always sound like I'm talking shit, but like,
No,
I don't mean to talk shit about that, because I really think it's cool, but it's not something that I'm personally interested in. So, you know, I think it's more about adapting pieces of what's been done before in your own way to the situations. And like, what's really interesting to me about video game music is that it's a living piece of time. Like, that's a terrible way to put it, but it's you know, anyone who's heard an interview with me before probably sick of hearing me saying this, but it's like you're scoring a set of possible events, right? With Necrodancer, like, I'm not scoring a picture. I'm not scoring a movie where it's like, these are the events that happen. It's like, okay, you're in this dungeony place and you could fight a dragon or you could fight a minotaur. It's just having music that fits any of those possibilities is what's super interesting to me, and that before video games didn't exist. Like, that's the shit that makes me nerd out like crazy. Like, you told me once, you like, I forget what you said. You something about just like, I love that you're just a huge fucking nerd, man. Like, you're a fucking nerd. You love video game music. I'm like, yeah,
Yes.
I do. Like,
Yes.
that shit. Video game music. The reason, part of why it's so interesting to me is like, before 1975, it didn't exist.
Right.
It couldn't, and that's fascinating. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the technology has got to the point now where, you know, the art design, the sound design, the music, the feel, you know, of the game, absolutely, I feel, has such an impact on, you know, the game itself. It is absolutely, you know, just as much. It is just as important as, you know, like the level design, the mechanics, all of that. And you know, I just feel discrediting it is like you said, like maybe back in like the late 70s, early 80s, it's like, sure, the music, because it was just, you know, a couple of beeps here and there, because that's all it could really muster. Sure, it might not have had that much of an impact, but now, I mean, fuck, games can be just as, if not more, you know, emotive than you know, as movies and
Right.
any other art form. And so,
And I mean, I think just like anything, it's like shades of gray, where there are some games, you know, that I'm probably biased to think that games benefit from, in general, that games would benefit from music more than the average person. But that's just because I probably think about it that way. I'm always thinking about a way like, oh, how do I make music fit to this game? There are certainly games that need music more than others, and I think it's just, there's all different valid ways to do it.
Sure.
If people don't want music at all, if they want really minimal music, they want library music, whatever. Like, it's up to the developer, right? And that's one of the things that's kind of weird to struggle with, is like, is what I do just like disposable? Like,
Yeah.
which I don't, it's a rhetorical question, obviously. I don't think it is. Like, but like, again, that's because I'm biased.
Yeah.
But like, it's one of those things where like, I don't know. It's one of these symbiotic relationships where it's like, yeah, would the music for Necrodancer exist without the game? Yeah, probably not. But would Necrodancer exist without music? No. Like in most games, I mean, very few games are silent, right? Very few games have like no music, and if they don't, they have like awesome sound design, like Amnesia. So it's kind of a symbiotic thing. How symbiotic it is, you know, that depends on what kind of game you're trying to make.
true.
Necrodancer, I say this without any kind of negative connotation, is that it's at its core, it's a simple game. It's a grid based, you know, it's not like a crazy stat based RPG where you can have intellect 67 and stamina 26 and then your talents have that. No, it's like the set of builds is still like several orders of magnitude and difference between each of them, but it's not insane like Skyrim or something like that. So it's kind of weird to think about, like, you know, what emotional impact does the music in this game have? Like, I hope it does, but honestly, that kind of wasn't, I don't know. I guess I didn't really think about it. I just wanted to make cool music that fit, and because the only thing that really mattered was, like, is this a constant tempo? You know, and then fit the aesthetic of the game. I don't know. That's...
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And I, going back, and I agree, like, when you said it is simple, describing the game as simple as, like, and yes, and, like, the word that I would apply to it as well as, like, it's like elegant. It's this brilliant, because it's all based around the rhythm and moving. But like you said, it's just a grid based, you know, you're just kind of moving from square to square, trying to navigate, you know, from point A to point B. The brilliance is how it's tied to this rhythmic movement, and so
yeah, I mean it's kind of like there's kind of a do no harm approach to it too, where it's like I want to make stuff that, you know, people are going to be hearing it so many times, and a couple people have said, like, you know, it doesn't, they never get sick of it, and that's cool. I mean, play the game 10,000 times, like, you gotta get sick of it eventually. Like, I don't really believe that. Like, I wouldn't say I'm sick of it, but, like, I don't really hear it anymore.
Yeah.
Like when you play like 1-1 Zone 1 mostly, just I don't really hear it anymore because I've heard it so many times. But I'm
getting there.
At the very least, have like melodic complexity and like variation and stuff that when you hear it over and over and over again, there's something to hear each time. And that's just that's how I approach most games. Just so there's you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah.
That just made me wonder, because I am back at 1-1 here, and so, like, I wonder, do you? I'm sure you do. Like, you think, okay, here we go. Here's the track that people are probably going to hear more often than any other track. Let's write, like, the track, like the one that's gonna, you know, stand the test of time.
I didn't know this was gonna be the one everyone was gonna hear over and over again. Last summer I just wrote this 40-second chiptune thing with like a melody, and now it's this. And
here we are.
Here we are.
We started at the bottom, and now we're here.
I think Tawny's saying what she doesn't get is that I don't really like Jeremy Soule. I don't know if I said I didn't like Jeremy Soule. I just I don't remember saying that. I
remember giving me shit that I was like mispronouncing his name. It's Jeremy Soule. That was when, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever, buddy. Whatever, bro.
Yeah. No, but what the fuck is your deal with Jeremy Soule? Why don't you like Jeremy Soule?
I think probably what I said is that he does more like cinematic film kind of music stuff, and it's just kind of like not my jam much as Nobuo. You know, Nobuo is God, and then everything else is kind of the family tree down. You know, Grant Kirkhope is the, you know, he's a good guy, but he's a runner-up. Sorry, Grant.
Sorry, Grant.
Sorry. I love you, Grant, but you're a fucking runner-up. You ain't no Nobuo.
Jeremy Soule's doing all this fucking like half-tonal shit. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, I am giving you shit right now. I know what you mean. It's just not your thing. I'm trying to think of another example. I don't know. I don't know. Like, if I said that, I don't know what I was thinking, man. Because like, I don't really. There's not a lot of music I don't like. Like, I'll be critical of it and be like,
I'll have this weird like, oh, I wouldn't do it that way, which is then I immediately feel like shit because it's like, who the fuck am I to tell them how to write their music? I don't know. Maybe that's maybe I adjusted my point of view since then. Connie, get off my fucking back.
I honestly,
I was definitely not sober.
Well, yeah, I honestly don't recall you saying that. So
you probably weren't sober either.
Probably wasn't. I just wasn't listening.
Oh yes.
King Coward, pulling late nights. Oh, yeah, I hear you, man.
Should I go through some of these questions?
Yes, I would. Please do. See, that's the thing. Is I'm so constant, so caught up in the game. I'm not the best interviewer, so.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll let your audience do the work for you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I love about it.
So, okay, how do I feel about Jesper Kid's music as a whole? I think it's kind of similar to Sewell, where I think it's really good. It's not stuff I would listen to. You see, that's not even a good point because I don't listen to music outside of, I don't listen to music outside of games very often anyway. So, but he does shit that does service to the game fantastically well, and he has my utmost respect for that. It's a weird thing to write music for games where it's scoring, like I said, like an interactive experience. It's a very hard thing to critique because music is already subjective enough. Movies are already subjective enough, like appreciation of them. But when the experience can be different every time, like that fucking that greatly increases the complexity of, is this good or not, to me.
Yeah.
What software did I use to create the soundtrack? I used Cubase 7.5 with Silent Omnisphere, Native Instrument stuff like Battery and all kinds of shit most people don't know what they are.
Battery's the drums.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at me go. It's because it's like you batter them. Ah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Does it annoy you when people say that one song from the games kind of sounds like Marilyn Manson? It also sounds like Spirit in the Sky. It also sounds like Mad Moxie from Borderlands. That's the thing with, yeah. It's just funny how like the James Bond progression, right? Like everybody knows the James Bond progression.
Yeah.
That's horrible. My throat's dry. I can't do it. It's not my fault.
I want an acapella rockapella right now. Because that would be.
It's so funny when you sent me that picture of you and your car just jamming to it, man.
Oh my god.
That made my fucking day.
It was the best. The best.
But yeah, it's that progression is super simple. It's in tons of music, and like 95% of rock music is the same progression. So it's just funny to hear that. I understand, like. When I did some Meat Boy stuff, somebody said that I stole it from God of War, and I hadn't played God of War yet. So,
wow,
you're gonna run into that. So,
yeah,
it doesn't bother me now.
Yeah. Oh god. Would. God, but it's again just such an interesting thing to me. Like, pop musicians, rock musicians, whatever. They grow and stuff. They just they go where their influences take them and whatnot, and the same applies for like video game musicians and things like that. But it's much more like you guys are taking on projects, and there's like a feel that you really have to try and nail, and so it's just incredible to me how so many of you like you and like Rich Vreeland and Jimmy Henson and C418, like you guys, you're so good at like just doing all these like different genres like so well. Like you listen to like the soundtrack of Necrodancer, and it has a very unique and particular feel, and then you play Desktop Dungeons, and it's just completely different. Oh god. So that's always just crazy to me to think about how you have to like I don't know. How do you?
Well, I mean, it's really important to me to try to do different kinds of styles of music just because it's what I'm interested in. Not. I mean, it's nice to be known as being versatile. So that there's like a practical thing there, especially when you do music for games. I'd say even more so than film. You have to be. I would say you probably have to be more versatile to do video game music than film music. At least if you want to do music for different kind of games. And yeah, a lot of, I understand why people say that my shit sounds familiar and like similar to other games and stuff, but it's like, when people say that, it's hard not to get them, emotional and just like, no, you're wrong, whatever. Like, I'm not gonna argue with them because like I learned a long time ago that that's just when you're arguing, just what's the point? Like,
I haven't learned that one yet.
Yeah, no, that's yeah. I still haven't learned that from being on your cast first few times, and people are like, "Hey, did you know you're a fatty?"
That was oh my god, oh my god, yes, you are. Like, can I just say it's? I mean, I'm not like daddy man here, but like you have like you are like so much better because yeah, the first couple times you came on my cast, like there were a couple comments, and now granted it was still I think it was an open chat, but yeah, the usual bullshit just came flowing in, and every single one you would just catch it. You'd be like, "Oh yeah, oh you think so?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something." Like, and they would just totally derail the whole thing. So,
well, I did a cast with when Flan was over here, and I didn't get too I didn't really get bugged. At least I didn't respond to anybody. Did I?
I still fall prey to it, and what's funny, lately I've been going like super long, and it's I get cranky toward the end and saltier than normal, but it's I don't know, it's so easy to because people make it so easy. They're just like, well, I don't know. Everybody, like you said, everybody has their hook, their switches, and I certainly have mine. And the thing that I hate about it is, like, every time I go off, that is me letting everybody know, oh, this will drive him crazy. Okay, good. So I'll keep that. I'll just put that in my pocket and save that for later. But,
yeah, and you just, it's tough for you, man, that you have to go through these experiences publicly.
Well, and then, but, yeah, we've talked about this before. I hate comparing what I do to like what you guys do because it's
you guys. What do you mean, you guys?
You artists.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and yes, and that's all I'm saying. Like like you guys are creating. Mine is more like the performance thing, but really, that's it. That's when it's at its very best. A lot of the time it's just a dude playing a game, trying to say funny shit.
Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna go down this rabbit hole, man.
I know.
I've done my own cast where it's like how, like, I do a cast like once every other month, maybe, and then I go into an emotional foxhole for a week. Like, I don't know how you and I cast for like 3 or 4 hours. You cast for like all day and then just do it the next day, all the time. And
I used to be really bad at going long and then not, and then skipping the cast the next day. And since I came back from E3, it's been kind of a rule for myself. Like, I'm not going to miss it.
Tawny, he is an artist. He's just an asshole about it.
Well, it's. I don't feel comfortable talking about this anymore.
Oh, all right.
What was the thing I wanted to say? Yeah. Let's just sit here and suck each other's dick. Danny just went right to it, I guess.
Oh no, I didn't hear you. What are we doing? Oh God.
I'm just wondering if anybody like. Sorry, I'm growling at the game and sucking.
Growl sucking?
Yeah. Somebody was asking if you have any interest in the film industry. Then you've scored a film.
Yeah, I scored a bunch of films, like indie stuff, over a lot of years. When I was a lot worse than I am now. And I guess what I was talking about earlier, like, it doesn't interest me as much as video games because it's not that it's not interesting, it's just that the problem I like to solve is one of, here's an interactive system, make it have emotions.
Yeah.
Make it have, make the, make it connect with the ear holes. Whereas like film, it's not, you have to do the emotional stuff too, but it's like, here's a thing that happened, make it have feelings. And that just, like, I have trouble reading articles that are over like 3 days old. Like I am, Cody was making fun of me earlier because I don't really read a lot of like novels. I read like current events and science and politics.
Politics, yes.
If it's too old, like, I don't want it. Like, which is, I don't know, maybe it's a terrible character flaw, but I'm just interested in like what is happening right now and just like, what is current and all that, and just like having as much current and up-to-date information as possible. And so like the idea of scoring something that doesn't have new potential outcomes is just like barbaric. I don't know.
No, I get you, and it's hilarious because just knowing you and like hanging out at your house, it's like you just have like MSNBC like on, just going, and like current events, and you're just staying up on what's happening. And you remind me of you just reminded me of like Warren Ellis. Do you know Warren Ellis? He's a comic book writer. God. Anyway, Warren Ellis is a very very future minded, like very like always wanting to be on the cutting edge, the bleeding edge of what is possible and what is going to happen, and like, what do they call it, like futurist or something?
Yep, like what's his name? There was one famous futurist. Somebody in chat will know his name.
But yeah, I forgot my whole point. Oh yes, but like the way that I am totally happy, like right now, I am playing this game, and this is retro aesthetic and all that stuff. But I broadcast at 720p, so like 1280 by 720, and like that is just fine with me. I like, that's okay. Yeah, I like I like 1980 by whatever 1080. You know what I'm saying? But I don't get.
I think you're mistaking futurists and neckbeards.
Well, but this is it's in the same vein because you like when I first the first time you were on my cast, like you got right into like I don't know, like just like the tech, like the resolution cannot get clear enough for you, and that to me is
even 4K probably won't be enough for me.
Exactly. That's what I like.
I want to get to the point where I can't tell anymore. And like, what's crazy, audio technology has kind of been there for a while. Like, yeah, you can get stuff that sounds a little bit better than CD quality, which is 44.1 kilohertz, which means that it can represent frequencies up to 22.05 kilohertz, which the human ear usually trails off about 19 or 20 kilohertz. So the threshold of perception is to where you could record an orchestra and play it back, and mostly it sounds like a real orchestra, except for the spatial stuff, but even then, like Dolby surround and surround sound stuff like really helps to reproduce that. But visual stuff, like, it's not even close. Like I have a 30-inch monitor, a 2560 by 1600 monitor, and like it's awesome. Like I love it, and but still, there's a part of me that's like, I can fucking see these pixels.
I know.
This is fucking. What is this? What is this? 1998. Like.
No.
So yeah, I'm definitely in that way, always wanting more and more. Where most people can just be happy with, hey, I have this 24-inch 1080p monitor, and I don't know what a P is in a 1080p, and I don't care. Let's play games, and I'm just like, I would enjoy this game, but the ambient occlusion is
exactly.
is SSAO, not HBAO. Like, it needs to be horizon-based. It needs to be high quality. And
Exactly. It's so funny to me because I am that guy. Like, you know, to an extent, you know, like as long as it's like HD and like so like for me right now, I'm good with HD and people are already like, oh my god, 4K is coming. And I'm just like, slow down. I don't want to buy another TV yet.
No.
But yeah. So
No, and that's the thing too, is like when 4K comes around, like the video cards are gonna have to jump ahead again. I mean, they're always progressing, but like we're just now being able to get like games looking pretty badass at 1080p and a little bit higher, and
and a little bit.
You octuple the amount of pixels, and oh shit, we gotta start over. But that's it might translate a little bit into like why I'm into writing music, because mixing, writing, all that kind of stuff, you just have to fucking tinker with shit constantly. Yeah. Like when I make sounds for Necrodancer or whatever, like when I write shit, I fuck with these synths that just have hundreds of knobs and buttons, and like I'll be honest, I still don't fucking know what a lot of them do.
Yeah.
But you twiddle them in this way and that, and shit sounds different, and you know, and then sometimes I'll be in an academic mood and I'll read the fucking manual, and
yeah,
you know,
well,
that helps. And
yeah, well, I remember, yeah, like David Bowie, he was talking about like in the 70s when they first got their oh god, I'm gonna mispronounce his name and you're gonna jump right up my ass. Is it Moog? Fucking
yeah, it's Moog.
Moog, thank God.
Yep.
When they first got their Moog synthesizers, he talked about how, you know, the best music they made, or, you know, it was most fun when they just had no idea what did what, and they just kind of tweaked a knob here, and, you know, and that would just give them, you know, a crazy sound, and, you know, they never really wanted to kind of, you know, find out what was going on with it, so.
Yeah. I mean, I would imagine there's probably a crossover point there.
Yeah.
Because I generally like to know more what things do.
Yeah.
But I'm also lazy, so a lot of times it's like I'll just do what sounds good.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I never really. I guess I don't really fall into a camp on that. Like, a lot of people have really strong opinions about, like, you know, you should always read the manual. You should always know exactly all that kind of shit. You should always know your music theory. You should not know music theory. What? I don't know. I'm not trying to be that awesome middle ground and better than everybody. I just don't really have that strong of an opinion.
Yeah.
Like, learning music theory was cool. I don't really use it all the time, but I'm glad I did, and I know it. And like knowing what all the knobs and shit do and all the audio stuff is really cool. I don't use it all the time, but like, so I don't know. You just find where you're comfortable with, I guess, and go for it. I mean, like, how much you could drill your ass off on video formats and video cameras and framing angles and lighting techniques and stuff, and would it increase the quality of your cast like an appreciable amount? Maybe.
Yeah.
Would it be worth the amount of effort it would take? And do you even care? Like, would you want to spend that much? You know, we only got so much fucking time on the earth. Like, do you care about aspect ratios that much? You know?
Yeah. And I get what you're saying, where, like, you know, to an extent, like, yes, like, there is, you want to know, you know, you definitely want, like, a clear picture and, like, a good camera angle, and, you know, and I absolutely have, you know, like, I try and keep up on, and that's the thing, is, like, I'm not as, you know, like, I don't want to use the word obsessive, but, like, I don't look into it as much as probably some people do, but, yeah, you know, like, it's good to have, you know, a clear picture and all of that stuff, and good equipment and that, but you're right, it's when it comes down to it, doing the cast, and I don't know,
Yeah.
for me, it's, and, you know, really, it's just how you approach the thing you do, and everybody has a different approach, and for me, I do approach this from, like, a very much, like, I think of it as, like, a performance, yeah, oh my
And as
god, sorry, sorry. The time
as you get better and more into it, like, you know, you're about the same age as me, and so we're about the same level of grizzled and cynical.
Yes,
at least as far as that goes. And you know, you'll you kind of, as you go on, like I find myself just narrowing my interests more. Like when I was younger, I was interested in like more stuff, and now I'm just interested more in getting really good at this one thing. Like
Yeah.
You gotta think that you have more shit to learn, right? Like, not that I'm the most humble person in the world, because I'm fucking not, but like, like, you know, getting never convincing myself, and I fall into the trap all the time. Like sometimes I'll just, I think I told you this the other day, like I don't like to admit it, but like sometimes you get in the trap of thinking like, wow, I'm really good at this, like this is really good, and then like that's okay, like you should be proud of stuff you do, and you should have like, you know, basic confidence, that kind of stuff. But if you go too far down that road, then you just no longer have anything to learn.
Absolutely.
So yeah, there's, and this is part of why I want to do different genres and stuff. Like, you know, the blues boss in Necrodancer, like I fucking love blues. Like jazzy kind of shit is like my worst subject, I guess you could say. And it's the thing that I understand the least. And so dabbling in it in a way that is tangential to the rest of Necrodancer is just a way for me to keep it fresh and like learn something new that hopefully reinforces other shit I do. So
yeah, I'm trying to think of the God, there was a subject that you were tweeting about quite a bit. What the fuck? The game is bullshitting me now. There was something you were tweeting about as you were working on the Necrodancer soundtrack. Can't remember if it was mastering or you were talking about how like the more you learned about it, like the further down the rabbit hole you went, and there was just more
multiband compression.
Yeah, compression. Yes.
Yep.
And so yeah, that's what I was just reminded of, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those. Compression is one of those things. Audio compression, which is different from. That's the thing, is since it's the same word as. It's not like MP3 compression where it's data compression. It's audio compression. So it's not like you make an audio file smaller. It's making the low sound, the low volume sounds in a sound higher, and the high volume sounds in a sound lower. And it's. I mean, I spent months in class in college understanding it, so it's not an easy to understand concept.
Yeah.
I mean, the basic idea is, but like multiband compression is when you do that, but you do it differently on each band of the frequencies from super low to super high. And it's shit that, at least for me, it's on the threshold of human comprehension.
Yeah.
Like it's so much shit to think about. Like multiband, like 44.1 thousand cycles per second. Like, I don't know. It's just.
You already lost me there, so.
Yeah. So like, I lose myself. Like, it's just fascinating to me. Like this, I've been doing this for like 15 years, and I'm still just like trying to fucking figure out multiband compression. So like, if I had been an artist for 15 years, like what art shit would I be figuring out now 15 years later? And like every single vocation in the world has that. If you make shoes for 15 years, like 15 years in, you're gonna be like, fuck, this rubber soled spigot is way complicated, bro. Like
yeah, it is. And it's, I guess it's, the people that get that figure that shit out is like, that's what sets us apart. And maybe like it's like people like me, I don't have the lexicon or the jargon to like explain it, you know, why, but like you'd be like, yeah, well, it sounds so good because this. For me, I'm just like, oh man.
Well, and it's like pretty much everything, music or art and this kind of stuff, where like it seems like your improvement seems to be logarithmic, where it's like, you know, it takes a long time to get good at something, but then how good you are from like year 3 to 5 is a lot more of a jump than year 30 to 40.
Yeah.
And I just wonder if there's just like a skill ceiling on this shit. I don't know. You know, I hope the shit I make after Necrodancer will be better and everything will always be getting better, but yeah.
I hope it's better too, because, you know, kind of phoned it in on this one.
You've used that joke so many times. Your phone-in jokes are phoned in.
You can only coast for so long, is what I'm saying. I mean,
that's not true. You would think that's true, but I have built a career
coasting
on coasting.
You just want to make sure that you choose a route that is all downhill. And then
you can call me bowling ball.
And then you're golden. That's right. Oh my gird. Jeez. Yeah, we.
You want to talk about religion now, or?
Yeah, absolutely. I was just about to get into that. God. No, I mean, unless anybody has any other questions, I have no more questions, Your Honor. It's a crazy thing you do. It's crazy how much you do it. Golly.
Thanks, man. It's still fucking weird that this is my job.
I know.
Like,
you're telling me.
It does. I make fucking video game music. Like, what is that? And like, 5 years ago, I didn't do that. I was the same person. I just didn't have money. I did the same shit, and like then so it's been really good to have Necrodancer come out. It's really good to finally have people. I mean, people have heard the stuff for a while now, but now that everyone can get it, try the game with it and stuff, you forget what game launches are like. At least from my point of view.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, everyone, hopefully everyone talks about how cool this thing you made is, for a while. If you're lucky.
Yeah.
And it's, I'm gonna fucking lie, it's fun to be in the spotlight sometimes, man. Like, you're like me, you seek it too. Like, there's a reason you get in front of your fucking camera every night. Like,
absolutely.
You and I, we love attention, and like,
absolutely.
I'm not ashamed of it at all. Like, once I figured out, I'm not a bad person. I like it when people pay attention to me. Like, maybe I should find a job that fits that.
That again, like, just talking about, for me, it's like this instant gratification, like, and hopefully it's sort of reciprocal for the audience. I know tonight is. It's a totally different thing we're doing here. I got Danny on Skype, and we are having a fantastic conversation, and I think people are enjoying the conversation. See, what this is my paranoia of not having been talking with my audience. But again, my thing is, what I do is so much about like instant gratification. It's like, I'm here doing the thing, you see me do it, it's this instant thing. Like, for you, it's like, it's this thing you go off for like, years, months, years, and you work and you work and you work, and then it all builds up to today or yesterday, the release of the thing, and that just blows my mind because I just don't know. I don't know if I could handle that. Like that.
Yeah, it's just different kinds of stress, man. I mean, it's I work on this stuff for a really long time, and then what if I put it out and it's not good? Then all that time is just like a waste. Whereas like you probably just have to worry more about just like consistency every night. And
yes,
I don't know. There's always stuff that isn't super fun about any kind of creative thing. But they're both worthwhile and they're both fun, and we both have found a way to like do it, and that's cool. I guess.
Yeah. Oh no. Jesus.
But speaking of paying attention to your chat here, I'll go through some of these. How do I like my eggs? God, there's so many just fucking low-hanging fruit on that one.
Oh. Well, can I answer? Over hard. I'm so hungry. Honey, is there a pizza place open or any place that delivers at 2:30 in the morning?
Eat24.com.
I like my eggs over hard. Over hard.
I like hard-boiled. Hard-boiled?
Hard-boiled, fantastic.
I don't know what over hard means.
It's basically like, if you don't know how to fry an egg, you're gonna make it over hard. You just crack an egg open and you fry it, and you break the yolk, and everything's.
Did you say yolk?
isn't the yolk?
You pronounce the L in yolk?
Yeah, it's a yolk. Break the yolk.
See, I am that guy.
You are that fucking guy.
I totally am that guy. Like, we
believe
fuck around. I really am that guy when like when we were playing World of Warcraft.
I know.
Like, these are made up fucking words. Like, there's no Oxford Dictionary for Azeroth. And like, when anybody that's like built in where I'm a fucking know-it-all, and like it's something I've had to really clamp down on a lot.
And believe me, you're giving me I've got a nice complex growing where like when I think of like words in Warcraft now, I'm like, okay, now is it fucking Dalaran or is it Dalaran or is
I don't even know anymore. I don't care. But it was fun fucking with you. But like, I was the kid in the spelling bee and shit. Like I was just the kid who like naturally, okay, I know which your to use, I know which there to use, and like, so maybe there's some just built-in, I don't know, god complex, supremacy kind of shit. Like, all the kids are making fun of for being fat. Oh yeah, well you can't spell there right. Take that, grammar.
Yeah, I mean, I know for me, like I don't know, like the common mistakes on the internet, like they do drive me crazy. Like, but
no, it's their, like I said, they're made up words, man. Like it's like okay, there's something about it when like if I see Dalaran, I see Dalaran, which English is a stupid language that doesn't have rules, so it's not like whatever. But like I say Hearthstone because I was raised that it's a hearth, but most people seem to say hearth, and it's really fucking weird to me. And it's just like that's been a very instructive experience for me, just like how people say, like being on this side of it where everybody says it differently than me, to where I'm just like, maybe I should just not be an asshole. Maybe I should just like be cool to people.
I can't remember how, but yeah, when the first time Tawny heard you say Hearthstone, she was like, "Is that how he says it?" And it was, and we jumped on it because yes, you are who you are, and it was like, oh god. We've got it. We've got the thing now that we could just jump on Danny's ass every time.
It's like the one thing in Arizona. It's the one part of the Arizona regional dialect is saying hearth instead of hearth.
I know.
Other than that, it's just the amalgamated, just standard American, sound like Brian Williams accent.
Oh, I'm going to cry, Danny. I'm going to cry. This is the difficulty of doing like sort of like running, kind of conversations on Skype while I'm playing the game, because.
Here, you focus on that. I'll go through some questions here. Lady Yui asks, if you had to make a track based on Man, what style would it be in? I would not.
I would opt out.
Crew, any love for Commodore 64 era of gaming music? Any composers of the era? That is unfortunately just before my time. I had a IBM 8088 when I was a kid that did not have a sound card. First computer I had that had a sound card was a 486DX2, 66 megahertz, with Windows 3.1 that had MIDI. And so I, other than like Nintendo, Super Nintendo consoles and stuff I had when I was a kid, computer music started with MIDI for me, which probably explains why all my shit sounds like shitty MIDI.
Shitty MIDI.
And why I love that sound. Like I unabashedly love the sound of like standard Microsoft MIDI synth, like Canyon.mid that came on every Windows 95.
Oh my god.
Am I ignoring you, Kim? What is... Kim says he's ignoring me. Why did I copy Paula Abdul? That is a great question. I don't know, and I'll go to my grave wondering.
If you're...
the song I did for Sound Dodger, apparently, we were talking earlier about how you borrow things without knowing it. I ripped off Paula Abdul.
Paula Abdul.
Yeah, cool song though.
Wait, what song is it supposed to sound like? Or...
I don't know. Kim knows.
Oh.
But like, there's just it's the. You remember the Sound Dodger song, right? When it's like. It's called Kirkhope.
Oh yes.
Because I wanted it to be like when I was credited, it looked like me and Grant Kirkhope got married.
That's right.
It would be Danny Baranowski Kirkhope.
Yes.
Totally worked out.
I love the length. That's the commitment to the joke is great.
Actually, I didn't mean to do that. It just worked out that way, and now I say that because it makes me sound more intelligent.
God,
I was in a bar with Grant Kirkhope and Michael Molinari, the guy who made Sound Dodger. He was right there, and he's just like, "Hey, what do you want to call it?" And Grant was there. I'm like, "Why don't I call it Kirkhope?" And then like weeks later, I'm like, "Hey, it looks like I'm married. I'm gonna tell everybody I did it on purpose. 'Cause I'm a liar and a fraud."
And then you sound like a mastermind because you're planning all along. By the way, Michael Molinari, I don't know him. I do know Bean.
The Bean.
I know him as one Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean. Do I have a SoundCloud or something with other music? No, I have a SoundCloud. I haven't touched it in a long time. DannyBmusic.com has most of my stuff. I still haven't done that Danny B-Sides thing, man. Someday.
Hey, well, like I was saying earlier, like looking at that doc with the tracks of projects that you're currently working on, I'm just like, well, no wonder you haven't done it yet because you're too busy making new shit all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it would take a while because the thing is, like, I'm so obsessive about making all the mastering and everything right that I would have to retrofit a bunch of old tracks, and it would take a little while. So
yeah. Oh my god. I think my wife just saved my life. I think what. This is going to be what I'm going to eat. Danny, now I don't know. My wife just brought me 2 Uncrustables and a beer.
the fuck is an Uncrustable?
You don't know.
Oh, is that the what?
It's like a sandwich you put in the freezer, man.
Yeah. Well, no. They're like, okay, what they are is they're like they're like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches without any crusts.
Did we have this conversation before?
I don't know. But you know what? People shit on them all the time, and they have no idea what they're talking about because these babies right here, you pop them in a toaster. You just pop these in a toaster, and you've got like an instant toasted peanut butter and jelly sandwich, sans crust. Fuck the haters. And I am going to like go devour this somewhere because I hate people watching me eat. What and Danny and I, like, do you want to chill for like 3 to 5 minutes, or were you gonna like?
I think I'm gonna go, man. I gotta, I didn't get my sleep, and it's been a crazy day, and
I hear you.
I don't really care for the show. The program, it's just.
Well, I know when I'm gone, it's just it's.
Well, and also, like, you actually still trust me to leave me on the mic when you're gone after how many times you've done that, and I don't know. I made up the penis carnival just in Cody's chat. Like, I can't be trusted. What are you fucking thinking?
I can't be trusted. I don't know. I'm naive. I don't know.
You wanna believe that there's still love.
That there's the trust. The trust is there, deep down.
But thanks for having me on, man. It's been a fucking crazy day. Thanks everybody for liking the game and the music. And only a few people trolling me while I'm on here.
Yeah.
And
I was just gonna say, what do you have to say to the haters? No, I'm just kidding.
I would say, why is there hate in your heart? Why don't you just have some Uncrustables and beer?
Yes.
I'll be friends. Like somebody said when I got on, you just like, I forget.
Yeah.
Annoying. I'm like, see, I'm doing it. This is why I know I gotta go.
You know what I did? I just totally forgot that you were on one channel, and I'm so used to like muting this channel before I go to a break. So I just like muted you for like a split second, and I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know what to do with that.
There's really nothing you can say.
Yeah.
You're gonna. The fuck was that?
With the crack?
Bennett, I thought it was so funny though when you were. Sorry, I'll let you go. But I thought it was so funny when you were playing the other day, and you were just like Bennett. I just think it's funny that so many people have to hear that so many times.
Oh yeah,
it's like seared into the collective consciousness of
absolutely
hundreds.
And it is, and it's one of those things, man. Like that's why Koji Kondo, you know, so many people might not know his fucking name, but like they know his fucking work, and they could hum it, you know, probably faster than, you know, so many, whatever, you know, pop hits that come and go. Like I don't know, it is crazy. Like it becomes ingrained in. Now
this
minds.
is video game music.
Yeah, like volume 68.
Yeah. Cool, man. Well, have a good lunch bowl or whatever the fuck it is, and
why you gotta do that, man? Why you gotta tear down my sandwiches? They're Uncrustables.
Mr. Man, tear down this sandwich.
Is not a man entitled to his Uncrustable?
The sweat on his crust. I should go.
Yes! Man, I love you, and I can't wait for PAX. PAX Prime is going to be the shit. I'm going to really practice the dance pad Necrodancer so that I tear Cody a new one. And,
yeah, as long as we do something to undermine his self-esteem.
Absolutely, because right now, it's just... He's like a monster. I can see he's heading down a path.
Nah, that fucking guy. If you guys have not checked out, I know Man says this all the time, you probably don't really listen to what he says anymore, just like shut the fuck up and play the games. Yeah. Cody, Excessive Profanity, is just ridiculously talented and hilarious, and is, you know, he invented the whole reverb thing when people sub that some people have just shamelessly co-opted.
Yeah, I do not deny
not
it.
to call anybody out. I don't know.
You know, I could sit here and say that like I had the idea, but I just didn't get on it, which I actually did.
Sure.
But I'm not going to because and it's absolutely true. And
that would be lying.
It's time, ladies and gentlemen.
Anyway,
Danny Baranowski and Flanlord, the man who I just will. It is impossible for me to not talk over top of.
Yeah,
as it should be.
I think he just didn't talk this whole time because he was afraid you were just gonna talk over him.
Well, at a certain, yeah,
like you just fucking did.
Fucking. This is why I'm not skilled with the Skype talk. You know, here's what it is. I need body language. It's funny when I'm on Skype, I understand how much I rely on body language, like cues, and when I don't have them, I am a fucking I'm a mess. So
they're saying that you should hang up on me, but I'm gonna get the jump on him.
It's and then that's Danny Baranowski. That's a Skype call with Danny Baranowski. It's not a Skype call unless Danny Baranowski hangs up mid-sentence. It's kind of a shtick he does. In fact, it's getting kind of gimmicky, really. Anyway, fucking love that guy, man. He's just doing what he do. There's no capper on that, and I have Uncrustable sitting here, so I am going to take a quick break. I have no idea. Oh! I have something that I want to try. I have. So I was going to do a poll. I want to do a poll to see what you want me to play. Oh God, what's happening? But instead of using straw poll, I want to use bean poll. Do you remember that guy, Michael Molinari? That's one Mr. Bean. That's the guy who made Sound Dodger. He's working on Choice Chamber. He made a tool that is called Bean Poll, and I'm going to try it, and I have no idea how it works. Like, none whatsoever. You don't even have to go to the straw poll site. So I'm gonna try and let's see. I'm gonna try and use it here. How the fuck does this work? Bean. Okay. Okay, we're gonna add an entry, and What else? God, I feel like I could. There's so many games I could play. Because I want to go back. These are games that I'm not really ready to like start a new game yet. And in fact, I have to finish up Mirror's Edge at some point. So, now that he's off, I can put the music back on. Oh, we were talking about Drifter earlier. You son of a bitch. Hold on. Dude, I love the music that Danny is making for the game Drifter, which is also available on Steam, early access. There it is. So, for the break, we just listen to some Drifter music. I want to... So far, the straw poll is, or it's not a straw poll. The poll is going to be between CRYPT of the Necrodancer and Spelunky. There's a part of me that wants to play Dark Souls 2. I don't even know what I would do. Roll up another fucking character and then, I don't know, do my fucking Soul Level 1 run. That could be hype and torture. Fucking guy. Yeah, let's just leave it between Spelunky and CRYPT of the Necrodancer though. So, okay, the bean pole is connected. So I don't understand how this works though. Like, what the. Okay, here's the bean pole. Right there. Ooh. Move my chair. So I'm gonna start the poll, and all you have to do. Oh, get this out of there, because fucking bastard, they would put entry 3 just to fuck with me. I'm gonna start the poll, and all you have to do is just type the whichever game you prefer in the chat. So there you go. It started. And, so there are 0 votes. Nobody has voted at all yet. Let's see. There it is. 1 for Spelunky. The votes are pouring in. Oh my. Oh my. See, people are just tired of watching me, like, fail miserably. Now, caps don't matter. Everyone's like, Spelunky! Alright. I think that's a pretty round, I think we got it. I like that. I wonder if there's a different, like, visual thing I could do. The thing is, I've just been, as I was talking to Danny and Excessive and Flanlord and Family Jewels, like, it was awful because my gameplay was just horrible. Bloodborne, yeah. Okay, let's take a break. When we come back, love this shit. I'm gonna play some Spelunky. And I will actually do my daily this time. So, don't go away or do. And, what the hell? But as long as you come back, there we go. Okay. The poll is closed. Yeah. Basically, yeah. There's nothing more to say. I'll be right back. I am going to roll 3 minutes of ads. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for the support. Does anybody have a list of people that I missed? Or when I come back, please let me know if I missed you joining. I'm going to get the the notifier working again, the alerts, and we're gonna get back to getting the swing of things. We'll be right back. Oh my goodness, I am back. Apologies for the wait. Yeah. There's something that's going to drive me crazy if I don't fix it right now. So, 1 moment. God, how about this music though? Oh God, the thing! Welcome back to MANvsGAME. Thank you so very much for your patience and all of that. Is the sub alert back working? I turned it off. I turned the freaking sub alert off. So 1 moment. Hopefully this works. I might have just broken it. Who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? That. I'm probably gonna have to just restart the cast or some shit. I don't know. Why must it be this way? It's so weird. I was just so annoyed that, like, I still kind of am. There's no way to, like, mute it in the thing. What's going on? Oh, yeah. Let's change the title up. And, I will not force you all to just watch my horrendous play. Okay, there we go. There we go. Spelunky PC. Let's actually do the daily this time. So sad I didn't get to do my daily yesterday for Spelunky. Oh! See, and the goddamn alert is not working. Okay, my cast is just a mess. I just take it all out of sorts. I don't think the alert is working. So I'm just gonna go with it. Let me just say, no champa. Nakamae yokoso. Welcome to mankind, Nagchapa. I am too embarrassed to actually try to speak Japanese because you are actually Japanese. Welcome. And arigatou gozaimashita. I appreciate it so much. I love it. Nagchapa says, "Mansan, yahoo! Hello." This is pissing me off. Hold on. I have to take. I have to try and restart my cast because it's not doing the thing. So I will be right back. Why must it be this way? I'll be right back.